Hey everybody, it's Eric, and I wanted to bring you this video post-run workout to kind of explain to you why I train. I don't know if I've really done that, and so I want to take an opportunity to kind of explain to you why it's on my mind. I train for a couple reasons. One is physically, I want to be in better shape. I want to push myself. I want to achieve things. But one of the reasons why it's so important in my healing is because when I run, I burn off energy. Now, energy is a good thing, but I have negative energies that can fight against me, and that comes in the form of anxiety, stress, the PTSD, and all the goodness that comes with it, can end up overwhelming me to a point of, I don't even know what to say, like paralysis in some cases. And one of the reasons it does that is because our minds get so clogged up with all of that junk that we can't even process the fact or even the idea of sitting with ourselves. Now, to kind of explain it in a different way, look at a dog, right? So a dog needs to walk, it needs to play. Some have high prey drives, so they need to chase the ball. Those are things that they need. If they don't burn off that energy, it's going to manifest into bad behavior. They'll chew up shoes, they'll chew up the kitchen table, whatever, depending on the size of the dog, they can do a lot of damage. Otherwise, they can spin circles, go crazy, yap, 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 all that stuff. And it's a lot of times because they haven't been able to burn off the energy. When you do walk them, when you do go for runs, when you do throw the ball every day, they burn that energy off and they can come to your house, they can come inside and they can hang out with you, they can be obedient, they can learn. Some dogs need to have a Kong toy where they need to work hard to get the treat out, so they're mentally engaged as much as physically. And for us, it's the same. For some of us, we need to really become physical. We need to get out and we need to run. Some of us can do a Sudoku puzzle or a crossword puzzle and have that same stimulus and same engagement. And what happens with it, like a dog, I get home from my run, and I've always said, I'm a better human being after I've come back from a workout. The reason is because I burned off a lot of energy, a lot of adrenaline, maybe from a nightmare the night before. Maybe it's just some stress that happened in the morning. With parenting, obviously that brings its own stress. And I sit with that all day, and if I don't burn it off, it sits with me, and I can't ever get to a good place mentally. But when I come home from my run, like today, I'm able to, if someone were to call me, text me, whatever, I can answer that person. I can sit with that person free of ego and expectation in a place of stillness and authenticity that is not possible unless I get out and I do something and I burn off that energy. And when you do, the reason you can sit with yourself is because it's almost meditative. You have this stillness, right? And when you have that stillness on this healing journey, what you're actually able to do then is sit with yourself. Even if no one contacts you, you can sit with yourself and you can process things in a way that you can't process unless you have that mental clarity. So it brings me mental clarity, and it allows me to sit with myself and learn who I am and to process the traumas of my past, even the more recent past, like, I didn't do well yesterday. Why didn't I do so well? I can sit and become introspective and really look at those situations because I've ran. And I push myself, and I have that clarity. If I don't run, if I don't swim, I don't train, if I don't read, if I'm not engaging in deep conversation and challenging myself or being challenged by others, what I'll do is I'll get on Facebook and every 5 minutes, what happened on Facebook? I gotta check the news feed because that everything important happens on Facebook. You might play games, Candy Crush or whatever people play now. I think Pet Rescue is a new big one. But you'll get up and you'll mindlessly do that for all day sometimes. You'll go out and you'll socialize and you'll think you're being very, very social, but really it's a lot of superficial engagement. So we do these things to occupy that space in our mind that is foggy, that we think we're doing something very good for ourselves, but a lot of times it ends up just being this coping mechanism. And the reason we cope in those ways is because we're so afraid to sit down in silence with ourselves. We're afraid that if we do that, those things in our past are going to creep on up and they're going to get in our heads, and we've avoided it for so long that we can't let that happen. And we're not even aware of it either. We just know that when we sit, we're like, you know what, I gotta go, I gotta do something. I need to work, I need to clean, I need to do something just so I can't sit here. And that's because we're so afraid of that thing catching up with us that we don't want to deal with, that emotional hurt, that bad relationship, that thing that happened in the past. We don't want that to catch us. So we work, we mindlessly engage on Facebook. The idea of thinking about that drives us to so many bad behaviors. And alcohol is one of those things that got me, and that's why I'm sober, is because I can't cloud my mind up with that stuff anymore. And I'll talk about that in a different video, but I've already gone on longer than I wanted to on this one. So let me summarize it with this. I train because when I am physical, when I do a hard workout and I push myself, I burn off the energy so I can sit still and in silence and peace, and I can learn about myself and get to know me, and I can help people because I've burned it all off, this negative energy that would not serve me. And so let's start the dialogue. What do you do to burn off the energy? What do you do to be able to sit with yourself and learn and really get deep and introspective and grow? I would love to hear from you. So until next time, journey well, and I hope this coming week, and the days to follow will bring you clarity and growth.